Hello and welcome to Sports This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
Well, good morning. It's nice to be here again to take you on a trip across the money-spinning and ever-exciting world of sports. I'm Yemi Adebayo.
It's great to have you again. Welcome to the show, your award-winning station, Channels Television, and we talk sports like no other. I'm yours truly, Ayotunde Balogun.
Okay, let's get started with the cherry news coming from Chile. Of course, while the Golden Eaglets will be meeting Mexico again. Remember, both of them actually met in the finals in the last edition. That was in 2013. And before the finals, they actually met before they got to that final. So 3 times consecutively, they will be meeting the Mexican team again.
All right. Still talking football, but we're coming home. And this time, the LMC comes down hard on Sunshine Stars and Sharks. We'll give you all the details as we go on the show this morning.
All right, we're still keeping our focus on how sports can be developed at the grassroots. We all know that Nigeria has a population of about 160 to 170 million, so definitely sports can go a long way in bringing fortunes to this country. It's not just seen as a recreational activity, but big business. How can we make the younger generation from an early age take to sports and bring laurels and, of course, create some form of excitement and, of course, making money in all the sports that we're talking about on the show today. So that will be our focus.
Yeah, definitely. That will be our focus.
In the show. Yes. Okay. But aside from all of that, because I always like us to whet the appetite of our dear viewers watching this, but we're going to do justice to all of that. But before we came on the show, we were talking about an interesting development, and Cecilia, of course, you will also be interested to know this about Amir Khan. It seems he's still, having this intention of fighting Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, if you don't get Mayweather, next best thing, is Pacquiao. And so he's saying, look, I want to fight this guy. But the Pac-Man is telling us that he's still. That's where it gets confusing.
It gets confusing. Yeah.
I'm still in talks with Floyd Mayweather Jr. I want to get a rematch.
The same Floyd Mayweather who says he doesn't want to go back into the ring.
And the talks are going. So it seems one person wants to fight another, and the other is not even thinking about him. So it's like
a triangle.
A vicious circle, and it's going on round and round. And also we're also reading that Tyson Fury is saying by the time he is done with Klitschko, there will be nothing else for him. So he just go and retire.
Tyson Fury should take it easy. He's been talking so much, and Klitschko, he doesn't talk much. He just keeps quiet and lets you do all the talking. So when they get to the ring, all right.
That's really about to happen. But something interesting about Manny Pacquiao, why he was actually campaigning, so to speak, for central position and all that right there in Philippines. He made mention of the fact that his manager has actually chipped in some names of people that he was going to fight next, and Amir Khan's name actually pop up in that one.
Yeah, but top on that list is Floyd Mayweather Jr. But Amir Khan, yes, Amir Khan is in talks.
Mayweather, he's retiring. He said nothing is going to bring him back.
But he said he's hoping to tempt him, to lure him.
How much?
Maybe if the money.
But how much? Exactly.
The man is a money man. So if he hears the money, maybe. But we don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Does he really have all it takes? Does he have that money?
I would love to see Floyd Mayweather get
I don't
one
want to
more
see that fight again. I don't want to. I just want to see maybe Amir Khan and of course Manny Pacquiao.
Because he's tied with Rocky Marciano
now.
Now.
And he has a good chance.
He has a good chance of beat that record. It will be historic. So he needs to get back. This is not the time to check it out.
I don't want to see Manny Pacquiao, and I don't just want to say Amir Khan and Manny Pacquiao. Definitely, I want that fight to happen because that's when you actually get value for your money. That's if you love a boxing bout, not what we had that time was actually showmanship. What was it? It
a practice session.
Yeah, practice session.
Oh,
Thank you.
All right, it's still sports this morning, and definitely we'll be flipping over now to the news studios where Olumide Macaulay is standing by to take us through what's happening in the world of the news this morning on the show. Great to have you, Olumide. All right, thank you, Olumide. But before I let you go, what will you say about Liverpool's, will I call it resurgence now on the Jurgen Klopp?
I knew you were going to ask.
Oh,
that.
Definitely.
We've been a Liverpool fan. I think it's great. I think Klopp is doing what the fans and people who think the potential of Liverpool has been not what it should be. So let's see what happens in the next few weeks. I like the way they came back from being a goal down. And Coutinho, his role was marvelous, and Benteke was just great.
Fantastic. I always say that Coutinho definitely is one player that Jurgen Klopp would definitely love to have in the squad. But my worry is all the big clubs are looking at Coutinho right now, so you don't want to lose that man. If you do lose him, I don't know what's going to happen to Liverpool. But big ups to Jurgen Klopp. I think he's doing a good job. So it's still early days, you know, but let's see what happens, like you said.
Yes,
all right there. Thank you so much.
I didn't want to go into that discussion.
Yes, but
I'm tempted. As much as I love Philippe Coutinho, doesn't get to do it consistently. You know, shows up when you need him. But you know, if you expect,
I think it's as well his confidence levels. You know, he on the Brendan
sometimes
Rodgers.
he shows up in the big games, but you expect to see the playing smaller teams that he just fizzles out and you don't see.
He tends to get a bit overwhelmed most of the time.
But that's not the agenda for today.
So
let me just ask a question. You know, Liverpool, Olumide Macaulay was celebrating because Liverpool were able to beat Chelsea. Everyone is beating Chelsea, so it's no big deal.
Yes.
Well, food for thought.
Food for thought. Okay.
You're a Liverpool fan and you're celebrating already. Everybody's beating Chelsea. Come on.
Big deal.
Okay. All right, let's get into everything that we're doing this morning by, you know, speaking and getting heard across the globe. This is how you can do it. You can send us a mail at channelstv.com. Of course, you can send your comments, your views, your thoughts on Facebook. It is Channels iPhone Sports. You can also send your thoughts as we speak, real time, to @channels_sports. We must also sneak it in that is a verified handle, is the official handle of Channels TV. So get your thoughts across to us. Start talking to us. You can even turn us to the direction that you love us to go this morning. And of course, we will oblige you on the show this morning. Interesting things happening in the world of sports, guys. And of course, we have to start with the FIFA under-17.
Rightly so.
And maybe I'll go to Cecilia. Now that you know we're taking on Mexico. What's your reaction?
Familiar foes, eh?
Yeah, I knew we were going to take it. Well, okay, at first, no, when we were looking at the fixtures yesterday, we were like, Mexico definitely has a better chance of qualifying.
Yes.
And in the other one, we knew Mali definitely, no matter what will happen, they will try. I said Mali, Belgium, no matter what will happen, they will definitely try to ensure that they make it to the semi-finals for the very first time and on the 17 level. Now, looking at Mexico, I think it's more like a familiar foe. The difference is you'll be having different players, of course, at this particular level.
At the last
competition. So you already know their style of play. And of course, Amunike was actually with the last team and other part of the technical crew in that one. So he already understands the Mexicans, the style of play. They have. But the difference is, with this particular squad, they didn't meet at all at the group stage or anywhere at all. So there you have the result. Ecuador and Mexico 2-0, and Belgium and Costa Rica. Belgium, of course, scoring a goal early and decided to just lock up and ensure that they get to the semi-finals. So the semi-finals fixture is looking pretty very, very cool. You're going to be having Nigeria, Mexico, and of course Mali and Belgium. So this is going to be massive for the Golden Eaglets. You know, when you're playing a team you played 3 times already, I think you definitely know what you're going to be expecting and all that. And for the fact that losing to Croatia and not letting that weigh them down, bouncing back from them, beating Australia by 6-0, and of course coming to Brazil 3-0. So it shows that these boys are improving by game. They don't just allow the victory to get into their head, and of course they just go ahead and do the business. And right here, I think against Mexico, they definitely want to do the business and also get to the finals again.
Yeah, I hope so too. I hope we do the job of them. I hope we'll win. You know, but like you said, just remind ourselves it's a different proposition. You beat them twice in the last competition. Does not necessarily mean
tactics will definitely change.
That you're going to do it again.
Players have changed.
You know,
so
they are improving with every game. But you know, I'd like to see the first 45 minutes before I can say. But as a patriotic Nigerian, I want Nigeria to win. It's hard. It's hard to call.
Okay. Right? We can, of course, we have to talk about Mali. Well, we're Africans. We have to support our African brothers. But I tell you, it looks they seem, I don't know why I feel they always a threat. You know, whenever in each passing game, you know, with all the physical approach that they put into it. But against Belgium, you never know.
Yeah, I think if you check the Malians, they have very tight defense. The same thing with Belgium. So when you're having that, Belgium actually managed to qualify. They're like, let me use the word third time lucky, because they qualified as the third best team. So at the end of the day, it shows that didn't start well, but they pick up at some point, and of course they managed to get to this stage. Mali, of course, if you check all the teams who made it to the semi-finals, only Belgium, of course, didn't top the group. Nigeria, Mali, and of course you have Belgium, Nigeria, Mali, and of course Mexico, all of them topping their group. So Belgium, well, they don't have anything to lose because coming into this competition, I think they never feel
they're the underdogs.
That's it. They didn't know they would definitely get to this stage. So for them, they definitely want to go all out and play the very best that they can. So it's, for the Malians, I mean, they have a lot to prove as African champions, because they know that definitely we need to go into competitions to prove that yes, we're really African champions. So I think that's another thing that we need to look at.
And one thing that in my opinion that I also want to add is, you know, there's a template that some coaches adopt that, look, you can build everything that you have in the game on a strong defense. Once you have not conceded a goal, you still have a 50% chance
to score
of winning.
Yeah.
Once you have not conceded a goal. And so some will just want to lock this up first, and maybe by lottery or whatever get a goal and win. But like I already said, once you have not conceded, you have a very decent chance of winning. And that's what the Malians are doing. They are not known for any flamboyance or anything. The grit. You know, they're harder still, ensure that you don't get past them. And of course,
it will take a team with so much fluidity to break them down.
One of their best defenders is definitely going to be missing this game because Hope is on 2 yellow and all that. That's the player they will miss. I think when that player is not there, they might struggle a bit because there's a way actually pass information to all the players, the way he organizes the defense and all that. So he shows is one man that all of them are looking up to. But right now in this game, I think the coach will definitely know what to do to ensure that he won't be missed in this game, because he is actually the man behind their defense. And of course, for well, let's just hope and pray Victor Osimhen gets to score two more goals against Mexico and of course get to the finals, and he will definitely be all-time goal scorer at this particular level.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on, guys. Very quickly, let's talk about what's happening on the domestic scene. Definitely talking about the league management company Sunshine Stars, and of course.
I expected that hammer because I mean I really love to come watch them in Lagos and see what the fans can do. They can travel, you know, all the way from Akure and come down to Lagos and see if they can also do what they did the last time. I think it's really not too cool. Okay, that's the sanction coming from LMC there. Okay, Sharks FC, that's one for Sharks. First to start with that one, fine 3 million naira. Sunshine Stars 5 million. Sharks, okay. Sunshine Stars have also been banished to Lagos, and Sunshine will thus play rescheduled match 34 fixtures against Rangers and match the 38 fixtures against Enyimba at the Testing Balogun Stadium right here in Lagos. So those two games were actually the other one, well, let's just see what's going to happen in that one. But at the end of the day, okay, Sunshine Stars disrupted match against Lobby Stars and will be concluded in Abuja on November 11th. That's another one. Then Sunshine Stars ordered to pay 250,000 naira to the match referee and another 250,000 naira to Lobby Stars cameraman.
Well, I think
we still have more. Sharks FC ducks 3 points from the total one in this season. Not good.
Relegation is calling.
Awarded 3 points and of course 3 goals for the abandoned game against Sharks FC.
I think that's cool.
Why would you want to be having all this sort of issues at this crucial point in time of the season? You see, clubs should know better.
Fans should know better
as well.
I think even the praises should go to the league management.
Praises should go to the
swift decision.